there, and welcome to another episode of Guitar Chat with attorney Steven Rubin. I'm attorney Steven Rubin, a business, nonprofit, and tax attorney in Santa Monica, California, and this is Guitar Chat. And in today's episode of Guitar Chat, I want to talk about someone that I was aware of, though I'm not super familiar with her oeuvre, her catalog, but many of you might know Nancy Wilson. At least she was more than a jazz singer. The article says she was a song stylist. Well, she passed away recently, and in the obituaries of the LA Times from which edition is this? I'll get a date for you. Just hold on there. From the Saturday, December 15, 2018 issue of the Los Angeles Times. Big article in the obituary section about Nancy Wilson, and that's the title of the article, More Than a Jazz Singer, a Song Stylist. The first paragraph reads, Nancy Wilson, the Grammy-winning song stylist and torch singer whose polished pop jazz vocals made her a platinum artist and top concert performer, has passed. Once again, I was aware of her, and while I can't call up to mind immediately any of her songs, I know she was definitely a serious talent and someone who made a huge name for herself in the entertainment industry, and not just as a singer, I think also as an actress. I read through her obituary and saw a couple cool things I wanted to mention. It says that she resisted being identified with a single category, especially jazz, and referred to herself as a song stylist. And I think this is more than just mere semantics and wordplay. I relate to that. I can very much relate to that you don't, that feeling that your vocal style isn't necessarily a genre or within a genre, but is more or less an approach that makes you a song stylist, so that you can kind of weave so many different influences and styles of music into your song style. She says that the music that I sing today was the pop music of the 1960s. I just never considered myself a jazz singer. I take a lyric and make it mine, and I consider myself an interpreter of the lyric. That's some pretty cool stuff, I think. I hear you, Nancy. I would like to also read another piece from the obituary. It said that Wilson also had a busy career on television, film, and radio. Her credits including Hawaii Five-O, da 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 da, Police Story. Was that the one with Angie Dickinson in it? Angie Dickinson. And the Robert Townsend spoof Meteor Man, and years hosting NPR's Jazz Profile series. She was active in the civil rights movement, including the Selma to Montgomery, Alabama March in 1965, and she received an NAACP Image Award in 1998. Extraordinary individual. And a song stylist, not a jazz singer. One more thing I'd like to read because it's kind of funny and it kind of intersects with the music I grew up with, blues rock, the Allman Brothers, Eric Clapton, Mr. Derek of Derek and the Dominoes himself. Her first album, Like in Love, came out in 1959, and she had her greatest commercial success over the following decade, despite contending at times with the latest sounds. Gamely, she covered Beatles songs, And I Love Her became And I Love Him. Stevie Wonder's Uptight, Everything's All Right. Yeah. And Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield, on which she strained to mimic Aretha Franklin's fiery gospel style. Oh, the Queen of Soul. She was so outside, here, listen to this. She was so outside the contemporary music scene that an interviewer once stumped her by asking her about Cream. No, not the stuff you pour in your coffee. The million-selling rock group featuring Eric Clapton. And I think that what they're saying here is that Nancy probably thought, why are you asking about something that you pour in your coffee? Not realizing that Cream was the name of that rock trio with Eric Clapton. She says, it took me years to know what that question was about. That's kind of funny. reminds me of a funny story that in my growing up life experience, let's see if I can spit this one out real fast. I once got mad at my grandfather, and I think I yelled at him, and he starts laughing at me, and he says, "You can call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for lunch." Well, I was 12 at the time. I didn't know what the hell he meant. What do you mean, don't call you late for lunch? Is that supposed to be funny or something? And literally, I'm walking down the street decades later, and for some reason that I'll never understand, of course, it hits me. Now I'm an adult. Oh, that's what Grandpa meant. I understood what the saying was all about. Okay, a little side anecdote. Love you, Grandpa. So let's do a little, close out this episode of Guitar Chat with a little interpretation of a lyric. This is a little original song I wrote called Once in a While. It's kind of a bluesy thing. Once in a while when it rains outside my window, I look up into the sky and listen for a reason why, for it is raining. Lord, it's raining all over me. And if it don't stop raining, guess I'll just have to wait and see. All right. Nancy Wilson, more than a jazz singer, a song stylist. And this is Guitar Chat. And before I sign off, I do want to remind you to please visit my nonprofit Guitars for Justice, which helps the homeless. Go to guitarsforjustice.org today, and every dollar helps. So please make a small donation, much as you can afford. guitarsforjustice.org. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Guitar Chat, and I look forward to seeing you next time.